All right, let's get a move on then and focus in on Sharda CropChem. Remember, the company has a bullish outlook and they're also talking about strong demand from global farmers. What is the outlook for the company's growth? Let's connect then with Mr. Ramprakash V. Bubna. He is the managing director and chairman of the company. Good to have you on board. Many thanks for taking time out and joining in. Just paint a picture as to what exactly the scenario is looking like with respect to the agri-commodity price surge. How has overall, has there been any sort of margin pressure? What is the margin outlook? What is the kind of demand picture that we can expect?
Madam, there is no pressure on the margins. And as you know, agriculture and agro-commodities are a field which is very strongly supported by the government of each country. So whenever there is any such issues, the government step in and they start funding and financing the farmers and the agriculture field as such. So I think this will not have any adverse impact on the margins or on the growth.
What's the sense that, you believe is driving this kind of crop pricing? Because we have seen very strong demand coming in locally as well as the export demand, which has been strong.
Madam, the issue is very simple. The weather has been favorable and things are normal. Weather is one very important factor which affects the industry. And the predictions for the weather is also very good. And the demand for agro-commodities is always there.
Yeah, so if you could break it down for us, particularly in Europe, Latin America, across your fungicides, herbicides, insecticides businesses, how have things been shaping up? Some sort of numbers that you can walk us through that the company is anticipating?
Madam, as you know, we are right now in the close window period. Our audit is going on, and we have a board meeting where the results will be declared next week. So I cannot speak much about the company. I can only speak very general. The demand from Europe is also quite good, and so is the case with North America. Latin America, there are some issues which are influenced by their economic situation. The exchange rates of these countries versus dollar and a little bit of instability in the political and economic situation. So the demand from Latin America is a little bit subdued.
Okay. And with respect to the onset of the kind of monsoon that we're expecting fairly soon, how are you looking at the overall pricing and the kind of demand scenario in light of the monsoons?
Madam, when you mentioned the word monsoon, you are probably referring to the Indian context. Am I right?
Hello? Yes.
If you have seen our business model, we have a very small share in the Indian market contributes hardly 1 or 2% of our total revenue. So as far as Sharda CropChem is concerned, the Indian monsoon and all these things will not affect the performance of the company. But I believe the predictions for the weather is good also and growth will be there also in the Indian markets.
Okay, fair enough. And give us some sort of a scenario as to how you're looking at the government subsidy supporting farms, etc., largely on account of the pandemic and the kind of support that we've seen from the Indian government. What more would you like to see being done here?
Madam, I'll be very frank. Indian market is not our focus point, and the effects. But what I am seeing that the farmers are doing well, and the areas that have been covered by the crops are also increasing. So the Indian agriculture is looking for a good time in this particular year.
Okay, fair enough. You spoke about some sort of issues, I believe, in the South American market. How do you see things opening up on that front, and when is it that you're expecting things to revive?
Madam, such situations cannot last for very long. So I'm sure in the next 1 or 2 years, the things will revive and improve.
Okay. And you're confident of steady growth as well when it comes to the overall margin pictures as well as your revenue. I know you can't divulge too many details, but just want to know the kind of path that the company is on.
We are very positive. I think our revenue as well as the margins will improve in the next 2-3 years. They'll continue to improve.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much for taking time out and joining in, giving us a view on how business is shaping up for the company and the overall outlook on the agri commodity space.